for speed, SUVs are for space. And usually, trying to combine the two is like trying to mix gin with motor oil. A complete disaster. But Porsche thinks they've cracked it with this, the Cayenne GTS Coupé. And yes, it has racing stripes because apparently if you paint Go Faster lines on the side of a bungalow, it becomes a sports car. Still, this is a Porsche, so maybe, just maybe, they've actually pulled it off. Back here there's plenty of space and I can actually stretch out, which isn't always the case when car manufacturers chop the roof of an SUV and call it a coupé. The boot, 554 litres, big enough for the dog, the shopping, the suitcases. So yes, it's practical, which frankly is the least interesting thing you can say about a Porsche. Inside it's very Porsche, which means very black, very serious, very precise. Beautiful, yes, but also a bit like sitting inside an expensive briefcase. And it does feel solid and properly built. Everything shuts and clicks like it's been engineered by a Swiss watchmaker on steroids. Although, if you poke around long enough, you will find the odd plastic bit that reminds you, yes, this is still technically a Volkswagen. No offense. Apple CarPlay sometimes takes a holiday. The cameras are average. The infotainment system is about as exciting as a tax return. But that's the point. Porsche prioritizes driving, and certainly not whether your Spotify playlist loads a second faster. The seats don't come with a million settings or some vibrating massage function, but you don't need it because they're comfortable enough to even drive across Europe without seeing a chiropractor at the other end. Right, Porsche claims this will do 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds, which for something this size is a bit like saying your local cathedral can win the 100 meters. So, let's see if they're lying. There's a bit of a drizzle, but because it's all-wheel drive, I should be fine, in theory. I'm in Sport Plus mode, and the launch control procedure is very straightforward. Just foot on the brake, foot on the throttle. It gets activated. Come on, you sexy German minx. Bloody hell, this is good. All right, nope. Good grief, they were not lying. I am 4.17. Jesus, considering the weather conditions, being so ahead of time, wow. And yes, it is fast enough to terrify your children, liquefy the dog, and redecorate the boot with what used to be your shopping. Straight away, it's easy. Anyone can drive this, but it feels heavy, not bad heavy, more like closing the lid on a coffin made of steel. Heavy, and yet it's comfortable, but it's a sporty comfort, not mushy baby food comfort. The visibility in the front is very decent until you look out of the back. Then you see, well, not much. It's like peering through a letterbox in a blackout. Of course, I'm exaggerating, it's not that bad. Unlike electric SUVs, this doesn't feel like a flat pack held together with hope. It feels engineered properly. The other day, the latest Tesla Model Y nearly fell over when I accelerated on this very corner. This doesn't. It grips, it sticks like glue with just enough wiggle to keep you interested. I'll tell you what, handling is impressive. Very, very impressive. Yes, the Macan does it better, but for something this size, this shouldn't be possible. And yet, here it is. Electric SUVs are like having silent sex. Novel, sure, but eventually you want some noise. This is juicy, beefy, magnificent. It's like a lion clearing its throat after a night out on whiskey. Under the bonnet, a 4-litre bi-turbo V8, 500 horses, 660 Nm of torque, and it wakes up the second you brush the accelerator. Listen to this. This engine is glorious. It feels and sounds so bloody good. The gearbox, fantastic. Floor it and you get this satisfying punch in the back. A rather stark reminder, this isn't a big sofa on wheels. It's still a Porsche. Even the steering, sharp, precise, but also heavy. So performance first, comfort second. It's a bit like resting a ball, only the ball actually wants to help you. It isn't the most powerful Porsche. It isn't the cheapest. It isn't the lightest. In fact, it's a bit like a heavyweight boxer turning up to a ballet audition. Completely the wrong shape for the job. But here's the thing, the GTS hits the sweet spot. The bullseye Porsche. Not too much, not too little, just right. The SUV for people who secretly hate SUVs. Yes, it costs £109,000 in the UK, which is obscene. But for that, you get a family car that doesn't apologize, doesn't compromise, and frankly, doesn't care what anyone thinks. But here's a question. Would you actually choose this over an electric SUV? Or is the noise, drama, and a little bit of lunacy still worth it? Thank you very much for watching.